TvT time, and it's the Olimoleague. Must be British. Spawning here to the bottom right, we got the green Terran NaTuRaL.
The top left is the red Terran. He is Cure.
Interesting point brought up on Twitter that I never really considered either, by the way, in terms of this whole ad revenue, I guess, downside to things. Where, yeah, the people just spend all their money for Christmas and holidays, and they just don't have a lot left until their next paycheck, which is true. But on top of that as well, people are waiting for their taxes. This is getting close to tax season, so you reduce your spending until you know what you can afford to spend. Like I said, it makes sense. We just know, like, here's how it works, guys. The ebb and flow of the year is basically January, February kind of suck. March is not great, but okay. Summer's not too bad. It gets really good back in September. Then it's a month bad. Then it's great for November or December. Like, it goes up and down throughout the year. And unfortunately for us, because we're not a stream that really gets a lot of donations or subscribers like some other channels on Twitch, and we rely more on advertising, it hurts us a little bit more than average. But at the same time, Zombie Up and I aren't exactly homeless. We're not going to be unable to afford groceries anytime soon. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm just complaining because the money's lower, like way lower than normal. Not that we're screwed. On that note, though, I do appreciate all resubs. APOC428, thank you for the 23 months. Just thanks for a year, and thanks for all the banter. Also, thanks for sending a Twitch t-shirt to the horrible Netherlands. Oh, I'm glad you got that. As well as Diesel Max Power, he cheered 200 bits. Thank you very much. I love that new emote, man, or the cheer emotes, man. I love seeing those in chat. I think
Nice.
The artists I work with, it's not about the weapons per se, like, oh, a mace. What's so cool about that? It's just how smooth it is. I don't know what she did to do it so smooth, but the animations are very fluid and very smooth, and I love it.
Yeah, she animated them quite well. This TvT is starting off with a command center for both players, so it's going to be a little while longer for it to get really spicy. So I'll continue talking about RTSs. There's something that my chat was talking about when I was playing. I was playing Homeworld, Deserts of Karak or something like that, right? Which apparently Homeworld's a very established RTS. What?
Really? I don't know if that's true or not, because I don't know about it, but I'm just gonna say this sound to someone who doesn't know, this sounds like a fake planet or something made up in like a bad sci-fi. Like Star Trek Season 5, Episode 14, they're going to the home of Karak to explore its...
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
I don't know.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that, but no, like everyone came with my chat and was like, so apparently Homeworld is usually in space. This is kind of the prequel when they're on their original planet, and the story's really good. And I played it, and it has like really cool kind of like motion graphics, like comic book style. It's done very well. It's actually a really good game, but disregarding that, it was kind of brought up that, you know, the ebb and flow of styles, I guess, of popular games, where RTS was the most popular genre of video games when we were younger, which is always so weird to consider, and always so interesting to like kind of argue like which one's better or why did that happen, I suppose.
What's really, I think, always intriguing about this, by the way, Reaper Fight, not go well for NaTuRaL, he's on the run. Without those RTS games, you wouldn't have some of the more popular games now. Like, I'm not saying that it would never have happened, but you have Warcraft 3, the very popular RTS, lead to Dota. Dota leads to obviously Dota and branches off to be League of Legends. League of Legends being what it is has inspired other games. I feel like the only original thing that's come like standalone in a long time is the new Battle Royale system. And I think that's part of why it's so popular, like whether it's PUBG or Fortnite or whatever, because it didn't really stem from a lot of other games, whereas these other ones all have these strings attached to them that link back all the way to the original RTS.
My theory is kind of just like what it is with fashion. I'm sure there are fashion historians. I think that would be a very interesting job and person to talk to. Mech versus Mech, by the way.
Fashionistas.
That basically say like this is why the 80s is X, you know, marks the 80s. It's because of one movie did X, Y, or Z, right? Like you see those strings throughout time, and it's really cool.
Do you?
I feel like what?
Do you see strings or do you see shoulder pads though? I mean, honestly.
Shoulder pads were the marker of the 80s, but they were quite popular, weren't they? But no, it's like Halo came out for Xbox, and I feel like that actually started a trend towards more first-person shooters because it was so damn popular. But anyways, I'm sure someone is like, this is like their field of study that they're creating their own major in college for, and they're about to like educate us all, but they're not here yet. And this attack is here.
So Cyclone versus Cyclone, regardless of the mech versus mech dynamic of this, is not so surprising because this is what TvT kind of devolved into, right? With a patch, it was just Mass Cyclone versus Mass Cyclone is a bit of a shit show. This, though, is not good. It's not the same thing. Cure actually has a huge advantage by fighting up here over NaTuRaL, but NaTuRal's got more units, so Cure's the one who has to back away until his reinforcements get here, and then NaTuRal's the one who's in trouble because the Cyclones are lower. A really stupid back and forth, but a very simple dynamic to this matchup is the Cyclones are not so good. And this looks really bad for NaTuRaL, actually.
It is. Cure, I think, just had the better build. As lame as that is to say, the Reaper fight in the beginning, not so. That's whatever. That doesn't count. The grenades are only somewhat helpful. Cure went for a second factory instead of a starport. The starport is almost a waste of time in a lot of games. As sad as that is to say, the Banshee's trying to help out now, but the SCV pool is probably what's most effective. Without the SCV pool, maybe the Cyclones are dead, and then you can target the Banshee after with a preemptive scan.
Even then, like, what's so brutal about this, NaTuRaL has no chance to counterattack, even with that Banshee out. And even if he does send this Banshee across the map, there's no chance this gets 16 SCVs worth of kills. Like, this attack on the Cure was just so good.
The upside is, because NaTuRaL has 3cc much faster, because he had some excess SCVs, I suppose, 16 SCVs isn't as devastating as it looks. He could have a comeback here, but you're right about the army. He's kind of just going to be behind on the Cyclones for quite some time, especially because he's continuing to build Banshees. He is trying to go for double upgrades, and upgrades will take priority over even 4 or 6 Cyclones if you're at 1-1 over 0-0. We'll see. Cure certainly got himself an advantage here.
Hellfire of Cyclone missiles and rockets take down that Banshee. The third base, though, the insistency of this is still going to be a problem, because Cure could at any point just park a couple Hellions up here, walk a Cyclone, park a tank, like... He's just always going to have a high ground fight he can take. Just by forcing that base there, it gives advantage to the attacker.
Yeah, I don't know why Terrans take that base.
I mean, I can kind of see it for other matchups, but not TvT. It seems silly, but looks at that Banshee. It's almost out of juice anyways. But out of energy.
I don't know why I specified Terran. I think anyone takes that base that's a bit dangerous. But especially dangerous for NaTuRaL, as he pulls away his SCVs, but might lose the command center. The upfront damage has already been used, but it's nowhere near SCVs.
Yeah, and it's burning. This is going to force NaTuRaL to have to fight to protect it if Cure pushes the issue, but he's not. He's going to fall back. The fear of a tank being there is a little too strong. And are you serious? He was going to ghost land it here again? NaTuRaL, have you not learned your lesson?
Oh,
Wagging my finger really hard right now.
No, Cure just went around. Yeah, I think he was mostly afraid of a tank being on the high ground or just concave, either one. So he didn't go up the ramp, went around, which takes so long. Usually don't get in an advantageous position, but he does. NaTuRaL is very late to responding.
Well, he tries his best, but he's out of everything. Annihilated. Even the Banshee gets melted. Jesus, that died quick. GG. Cure takes game number 1. Oh, sorry, that's right. I can't keep putting my face above this fence, and I just don't want to. I don't want to show my ugly mug, guys. I feel so bad. Now I don't know what it is. This desync with the audio and the camera, like nothing has changed. I've updated everything since our last stream when this was a problem. I'm not sure what causes it, frankly. So I don't have a solution. I tried everything. So the desync's a little bit awkward. Just leave this up. It's a fence. Hopefully it's not offensive.
Haha.
As a way for game 2 to be selected by our players.
Good one. Oh, my cats have all gone to eat, I guess.
It's your mistake not having treats in your room ready, and just shake that little bag like, come on.
Nugget has like super cat hearing, where I will pick up a stick to play, and she'll be like all the way downstairs, and she will hear me pick it up, and then she'll come running. She loves to play.
It's got to bait him back, dude.
Yeah. Last night, she was being so cute. She was like purring and just like being all cute on my bed when I wasn't doing anything. And I was like, maybe she wants to cuddle. I love when she wants to cuddle because it's so rare. And as soon as I like go to cuddle, she's like, she like runs away. And then she looks at the stick and looks at me and looks at the stick, looks at me, looks at the stick, looks at me.
I thought I wanted this. I don't want this.
Okay, that's fine.
By the way, thank you very much to Smiles. It's a game. Came 1 year around the sun to say thank you for all the good content. It's also your time to go claim a part 2. Send us a message here on Twitch. We'll get you set up. Tayan was also a brand new sub coming with Prime. Thank you as well. I will just remind everybody that this tournament is the only tournament we do not send replay packs out for. The only way to get access to the Olimoleague replay packs are through its Patreon, which, by the way, recently had its cost cut by like over half. It's like, what, $2 now or something?
Oh, for replays? Oh, yeah. It's an insane steal.
Yeah.
So, you should do it.
I mean, we're going to talk about steal, though. I'm just saying. BaseTradeTV is probably still more bang for your buck. But support whatever your heart wants. We'll see you guys here on Ascension Ire. All right, folks. Game number 2 kicking off. Spawning here at the top left. He's stolen green. It's, of course, Cure up 1-0.
In the bottom right, as the red Terran, he is NaTuRaL, and man, I must have gotten like a terrible server connection or something, because this is just lagging like a lagger.
Well, lucky for you, it might not be for very long. Proxy barracks coming down. So a lot of people don't know about NaTuRaL. I guess it's funny for us because we cast so much of this stuff on the regular that I don't know. For me to have someone say I don't know who NaTuRaL is strange. But then I look at it from the casual perspective, and realistically, this isn't a guy who's in the front of GSL. You're not seeing Artosis and Tasteless talk about him on the regular. But NaTuRaL is an upcoming Korean who has been, for the last year, pretty consistently surprising us, getting not really a lot of tournament wins, but shocking victories, I guess we could say, against players you just wouldn't really expect. So it's not so surprising that he is here in the semifinals, fighting against Cure. He did defeat Ryung and someone named Jaka to get here. But Cure might just be a little too much for him. That first game just felt like Cure had a better handle on the matchup. The map was, of course, a big question and a problem too. But this time, at the very least, NaTuRaL scouts this coming.
Yeah, nicely done. You know, there's a potential that he goes the wrong way. The Reapers are built on the other side, for instance, and he just wastes a scout and still a command center after barracks, which put him in a terrible position. But he got it correct.
Oh no, the lag! Funky. Is this me? Who is this?
I would assume that it would be me with all the lag I've been having.
Did you? It's just like a pause. It's like hanging pause. Did you feel that or no?
Yeah, of course. Okay. Unless it's actually someone else also happening to it, and it isn't me, but I wouldn't know.
Well, rather, no offense, rather you lag than me. This is a really good response out of NaTuRaL. He's set up 2 bunkers. There's actually nowhere for the Reapers to really hop around here. Thank you, whoever that is. We'll get that message in a second. Cure is not in a very good spot right now. And maybe he can try and run past the bunker, knowing there'll be less units available, but he's going to take so much damage in the process. Almost loses that Reaper on arrival.
Yeah.
This is good. I love that he walled off the left side too. So there's literally no way for the Reapers to get in here without taking damage. This was a brilliant response out of NaTuRaL.
If you wanted to get 10 Reapers and then try and surprise NaTuRaL, maybe that would work. Even a Cyclone can't deal with 10 Reapers, but not where Cure was going with that. He didn't want to super commit to the all-in, try and win when NaTuRaL wasn't expecting. He just tries to kind of catch up. Unfortunately, by doing absolutely no damage, he has fallen behind in workers, and he's fallen behind in tech. So his factory is going to be a full Cyclone later. The starport going to be non-existent. Maybe he won't even get it. Oh, he is going to get it. I think getting a Viking gets what you know as a faster starport is more helpful than not. Even the starport feels a little more useless in this matchup than it used to.
Well, what's funny is landed Viking is actually really good against a Cyclone. So, considering this game's all Cyclones, a Viking wouldn't be too bad. Just for like a fight if he needed it.
Any production.
Yeah, basically just spend that money.
Doing what he can. I mean, poking at a couple of Reapers, and that high ground, getting the scout. Would want to go a little deeper to see if the tech lab goes on the starport. I would expect, but he's not going to be able to now. The barracks is already so close to burning. Dive barracks.
No, it's going to die, that's for sure. Thank you, Hugo Levander. That was the $5 that came in a few moments ago. So we really appreciate your passion for StarCraft and for Korean tournaments. Well, appreciate you joining in as well, dude. Your passion just as important as ours. Without viewers, we wouldn't be doing this. Actually, I'm curious. It's like really low viewership for the Olimoleague today. Wonder if it's just because, you know, we've been off for so long or what the deal is, but I shouldn't say really low. 1,000 is still objectively like a really good number, but I guess we're just used to seeing like 2,000 people or more tuning in at this point.
Yeah, probably hasn't been a.
Confirmed
it's been a while.
BaseTradeTV's dying.
It's been a while. OSC is also on with some pretty decent players, and people always like that.
Confirmed Wardy stealing our viewers?
People like that confirmed matchup instead of an open bracket.
Confirmed Zombie's leaving the channel because he's dead?
And awesome games done quick. What are you going to say about that one? Confirmed
awesome games done quick, faking viewers and donations? Did you see that, by the way, or no?
I did not see that drama about it. I saw another one.
So it's no drama. Well, there's drama, obviously, but just the announcer was an idiot. And he started reading donations from last year, so people thought they were faking donations because like $1,000 came in, and like, can't wait to see you in 2018, and everyone's like, wait a minute, it is 2018. What's going on here? And it was just a simple matter of like the guy had misread like which thing he was supposed to read, but man, that blew up on Reddit. People thought that they were faking donations. I was like, dude, what? Why would that be the default assumption? This like awesome group gets together every like what quarter and like does a great job raising money for charity. Huge, awesome show. I don't know, man. It hit a little close to home for me because it's like a lot of people just look for a reason to hate me, even when I'm not doing something wrong. And I kind of look at the same way for what happened with Awesome Games Done Quick. We're like, look, they literally did nothing wrong. Just one guy messed up reading a donation, and everyone's upvoting this stupid thread saying they're faking donations.
Of course, that was too quick, but there is always going to be heavy suspicion when something gets super popular and makes a lot of money. Because, you know, I think enough people point out that the creator of the damn thing gets a large chunk of change without doing very much anymore. So there's like a couple of suspicious things about Awesome Games Done Quick, but not enough to be, you know, like, oh, it's the worst. They're definitely faking. It's no longer what it was. It's lost its core values, etc., etc. This game has gone
attack
into.
Was held.
Yeah, it wasn't a very dedicated one. It's Marine Tank versus Marine Tank. So, it's a little fashion TvT here.
Actually, it's worth noting that is strange, though. When we talk about Cyclone vs. Cyclone having taken over the matchup, that's no exaggeration. Like, a majority of games, the rare time you see someone stream, because all Terran players have given up on streaming, or we see in these tournaments, it is Cyclone versus Cyclone. I like Marine Tank. I think it's got a cooler dynamic, and it shows off skill in a much broader fashion, because Cyclone vs. Cyclone sometimes really is just clunky as, well, the units are. So this could still be pretty cool. But the upside for this that I like, you know, NaTuRaL's ahead. He held that attack early on. He didn't lose to Reapers, and now he's got upgrades in a pretty nice way. But his army supply lacks, and that's where this game might fall apart for him. But it's hard to say, because in Marine Tank versus Marine Tank, you can lose 30 supply of Elite easily walking into tanks. Or a lot of supply walking into Cyclones in the middle of the map if your medevacs are full and die.
NaTuRaL doesn't have Marines. Cure's just mobile force of Marines with stim is, I think, going to be a lot better than whatever NaTuRaL has, as well as just his army supply. The tanks are lifted back to a secure location, however, and Cure just loses all of his Marines there.
Yeah, you know, the thing that's so bloody bad here for NaTuRaL was his choice to push without Marines. Like, if he had Marines and pushed in the middle of the map like that, that would have made a lot more sense. But the army supply's even up, and, well, that is what it is. NaTuRaL holds on to his third. Both players in 51 SCVs, and Cure's biggest advantage was his army supply that is now gone.
Yeah. No longer an advantage, and now he's at a severe disadvantage on upgrades. He's going to have a bit faster combat shields, and there could be a timing there, but he's going to be so far behind on 2-2. Not going to get a tank upgrade, I don't think anytime soon, not an armory. And his third CC, of course, so much further behind. Like, that was a dedicated attack. There's a reason he had so much more army supply, and he kind of flubbed it by being overzealous. Seeing the tanks on siege, running into that position, NaTuRaL, kudos for him to get those tanks into a safe position, was able to hold, and looks to even win this game if he can hold just one more time.
Might be a bit of an if. I will say this much though, that if this, like another if, this game evens out and gets to the point of both players playing even footing, I still favor Cure just because I think he's got better control, more experience, yada yada yada. But I don't know, NaTuRaL's up quite a bit in SCVs now. His upgrade lead continues to extend here with 2-2 on the way. I think at a point, Cure might just be beat down by macro, funny enough.
Yeah, at a certain point, it doesn't matter if your engagement's really good. If you're fully behind 2-2-1, that's not something you can overcome easily. He is kind of containing NaTuRaL, however. NaTuRaL had a Marine on the Dalnaga for way too long. He knew that Cure was still there waiting to do this, but is right now comfortable to defend his third. Two Liberators come in and complicate the process a little bit here.
It's a nice way to push off the tanks and at least force the Marines forward. You force the Marines forward, they go to the tanks. That goes way better for Cure, and that's what I like about this position. Upgrades might be down, but the engagement path is a lot harder now for NaTuRaL. As these Liberators leapfrog forward, it's going to force that SCV pull. Marines take the fight on the left side. It is 1-1 for Cure. He catches up just in the nick of time for fights. And 20 SCVs go down. Marines don't win, and this looks really bad for NaTuRaL. Tanks get focus fired down pretty quick. Those Liberators haven't been dealt with. Vikings come a little bit too late, and I think this might be snowballing.
Looks like it. You still got those tanks to fall back to, a Liberator even to fall back to. And NaTuRaL is unable to hold for that second time around.
Well, that's, I don't know, NaTuRaL's got 2-2. Cure could walk into tank fire. It doesn't look like that's happening. He's fighting back your best he can, but, well, he might win an army fight here. This still goes back to the favor. Now, Cure's got the macro game on the back end to fall back to.
Yeah, he has the third CC and 13 more SCVs, but he is still behind on a 2-2-1. With the army supplies, they could potentially even up for a second. NaTuRaL might have a shot to counter and force Cure to then lift his third, but that timing, I don't think it's actually there. He's not catching up on army supply. He's sieged, in fact, in the middle of the map, so he's not moving anytime soon. 2 medevacs dropping is bold, but he's got the Dalnaga.
I'm gonna replay this because I didn't notice it. At $20 coming in though, that's mighty generous from Keo Games. Fake donations, Kappa. Oh, maybe I'll just play that again and again though to continue faking. Oh, another $20 with the same message. Oh wow, Keo Games really a third? No way. $60 now in total. Fake donation, Kappa.
Right.
I'm just replaying the same alert over and over again. No, but thank you for the $20, man. It means a lot. Mucho gracias. All right, so for
Thanks.
Cure, I mean, his upgrades are not good. And in Marine versus Marine fights strictly, that's a problem. But not so much for these tanks, I feel. Because while NaTuRaL says like tank upgrades and these other things, the reality is more likely Cure's got units that will, get caught down here, so maybe I'll hold my thought. Medevac gets picked off. Oh, boost out of there. But while the army's chasing, this is what I was going to get into. Maybe he's split and out of position because Cure has more units to maneuver and work around with. So while that bottom side gets chased out, he'll catch these Marines up here. Almost picks off a tank.
I think the scan, unfortunately, while it's scouted nothing was there, it also told NaTuRaL an attack's probably coming from that side. Centaur now covers the left in case those drops come back, but Cure going to a fourth base, something that NaTuRaL scans, sees the fourth base moving over, knows he's falling like much more behind on the economy, really hoping his upgrades carry through. He's not going to have 3-3 to 1-1. That could have been devastating. It's still going to be just the 2-2, 3-3 to 2-2, but it is still an upgrade lead.
And in these little scuffles, again, I really want to emphasize just how powerful those upgrades are for the Marine versus Marine fight, but if tanks are involved, it's not as big of a deal. Still, though, valuable nonetheless. It's better for NaTuRaL if it comes down to a fight, if both players have equally good control. But, I mean, just even from earlier, NaTuRaL getting baited by Liberators, forced out of position, like, there's just so many little things here where I go back to talking about Cure's nuances on the matchup, and he understands how to force people out of position. He understands how to handle things here, and I really like these Vikings he's got in that front line. Those are going to pick off the medevacs, and those are going to annihilate any Liberators that might be out defensively that NaTuRaL is currently going for.
Nice reaction by Kieran to lose those Vikings. Trying to go through the north side, he knew the third base was protected. Now grabbing some medevacs as NaTuRaL tries to leave.
Apparently I made Kyo Games think he had actually fucked up and donated a bunch of money. Just keep extracting it forcefully. No, you're good, man. Thank you for the 20 bucks again. This positioning, though, has left him a little exposed back at home. No, the Marines are on top of this. Respond to that drop, but they're funneling through a mineral line, so maybe this won't clean it up. Nah, it will. It pushes that back.
Yeah, good enough. NaTuRaL now has an upgrade lead again. There's like a 20-second timing, perhaps, where Cure would have been at even upgrades, but even getting that +2 vehicle weapons. Tank's quite dangerous. But Cure has the Viking control, realizes it, makes a couple liberators, and is going to be able to take care of this tank line easily. NaTuRaL can't do very much about it as long as Cure siege hops his tanks forward as well.
Yeah, the Marines, if they want to dive in and pick this off, aren't going to cut it. The Viking count's just going to beat out the Viking count of his opponent. And he just keeps shaving units off. 40 army supply up at this point will overpower the 3-3 and the +2 upgrades on those tanks. It's just too much to deal with.
It's a slow process, and this is usually where NaTuRaL could get away with you know, even doom dropping 3-4 medevacs of Marines, because this is a slow process from Cure, but not taking that risk. You know, as soon as Cure sees him do that, he could collapse in with his Marines as well, and tanks would not be able to hold. But he's got to take a risk. You know, he's the one that's been behind. He's fallen so behind on the bank here, dear lord. He kind of moves out and then pulls back, realizing he's going to run past the Zalnaga, perhaps. He's trying to go the other direction. No, he just, okay. He's got to kind of be decisive here. This is all of his Marines. Cure will see this.
I got baited into the fight over here. There's so few tanks left at this point. Those Liberators are doing a great job shaving this off. NaTuRaL's not wrong to go for the push, but this is where, like, even if the tanks aren't sieged, at least 2 of them are.
Yeah. He's got the upgrade lead, and there's no medevacs here to heal. Has a pretty nice concave after taking a few
but you know
good blasts.
This is all the Marines gone, though, right? And if he recognizes that, once he removes these last couple tanks, he just pushes in on this side. In fact, he's getting a little bit greedy, going a bit too early. I don't know about this. He loses a lot of Marines on that front side. Those are his power in this fight.
Oh, yeah, they weren't getting that awesome concave to start things off. Similar problem with NaTuRaL. NaTuRaL continuing forward, kills the 3rd CC. Cure lands his Vikings. NaTuRaL is desperately trying to get to a Thor to hold on to his tanks.
That factor in the low ground for production is going to really hurt. He does have a siege tank set up in the main. It looks like he can hold a choke in the ramp, so this might not be too bad. Cure continues to push down through the south side, picking off all the economy, because while he doesn't get on top of NaTuRaL's production will be irrelevant if he's got no money to build anything with.
And both are coming to that point of no money, though. Cure had such a huge bank, but he had to still invest into 332, which is a large chunk of it. It's like almost 1,000 minerals there. And had to rebuild. He still has that army supply lead, should still take this game.
He gets a little bit greedy going for the planetary, costs him some of his units. But he does take out like one of the last mining bases of NaTuRaL, so I don't know. Interesting trade-off here. Let's just banish it with the medevacs and try and get them out of there. Run, boys, run! Or gals.
Would have been worth killing. Would have been worth killing a few more of those medevacs. Could have landed the Marines maybe a little bit differently, but really looking for desperate situations. NaTuRaL still behind 30 army supply. Cure holding on his production, holding on to his engineering base, will have no disadvantage in like a minute and a half here.
Arguing even maybe an advantage because there's no mining really going on. The main's been lifted, sending over to the 3rd. Cure is, anytime he like held on to his own planetary, he moves his main over to the NaTuRaL. Like he's actually got a lot of money to work with. Look at the income spike right now. In fact, I'll show you the graph too. Like it's all green, baby.
NaTuRaL could initiate another base trade, I suppose. He definitely can't go to the middle of the map.
I like the idea of the Thor realizing he was never really going to take control of the air fight, but it's not going to help him much against the Marines now. I mean, Thor is nice, but it's not going to cover this. 3 seconds from finishing here. 14 seconds to be precise. But Cure doesn't care. He goes in for the fight. He knows he's got the army supply lead, and he's just going to try and bounce NaTuRaL out of the series.
Yep. There are the upgrades. That'll be that.
Yeah, good game. Cure with the 2-0 is going to go through to the finals. We'll figure out which Protoss player he loses to. Excuse me, plays against in the finals.
Wow.
By the way, I heard a good joke yesterday. Would you like to hear it?
Okay.
That moment of consideration, like, So a guy wants to go into a nightclub, but the bouncer doesn't let him in. He says, look, you got no tie. No tie, no entrance, no exceptions. This guy's like, all right, fine. Goes back to his car to go look for a tie. Rummaging around, can't find a tie. But he finds a pair of jumper cables. So he ties those around his neck and hopes he'll cut it. Goes back to the bouncer. Says, can I get it now? Begs with him. The bouncer takes a moment to think. He's like, fine, I'll let you in. Just don't start anything.
Ha!
This is a pity, huh? Whatever. I'll take anything close to blowing air out your nose harder than normal, but I won't take a pity, ha. All right, guys, it's ad time. We'll see you in a couple minutes while we set up for the PvP semifinals between, was it Hero and Deer?